Hey, Missy Barra. For my novel assignment, I'm doing over Death of the City of Light, which is about a serial killer in France when it was occupied by the Nazis. It's based on a true story. I chose the Glossery assignment. And so the first one is that, I'll read it. Cour d'Assises of the Palace de Justice on the Isle de la Cite. A lot of French, so it's weird. And it was a criminal trial court in France that heard cases involving felonies like murder. It's the only French court that consists of a jury, and it's only for criminal acts punishable by 10 years of prison. Second one is 21 Rue Le Sueur, and it was the address of the townhouse of Marcel Petiot, where they found the bodies and started the investigation at the beginning of the book. Here you go, you got this guy right here, this actual picture of him. Commissioner Georges Victor Massou is the chief commissioner of the Army Brigade who was called to the 21 Rue La Sueur when they first found the bodies. He led the investigation of Marcel Petiot. I forgot to mention this is the actual picture of that address. So next one is 22 Fremiere, and that's like an actual picture of the article, also known as Article 76 of the Constitution, Year 8. It prohibited the police from barging in on citizens in the middle of the night, which is why the police didn't go straight to Petiot. Next one is Brigade Mondaine, which is kind of they're a special police force and they involve drugs, so I did a picture of the DEA. And yeah, they had a big file on Marcel Petiot because he was a doctor and he sold drugs to drug addicts because he was trying to get them off the drugs and slowly giving them less of a dose so they wouldn't go through withdrawals. And this is Dr. Albert Paul, and he was the medical examiner and forensic scientist who went through the decomposed bodies found at 21 Rue Le Sueur. He was just trying to find some identification. A lot of the bodies were burned, so they were trying to find out who the Petiot murdered. This is Sylvie Rose. That's what they called her. Her real name is Sylvia Givandon, and she was a fashion designer. And I got a lady of a black dress because there was a black dress found at 21 Rue Le Sueur, and they contacted her to figure out like who she made the dress for, trying to identify people. The Butcher of Paris. So this is actually Petiot, the murderer, what the whole book's about, and that's just one of the many names they called him, along with Scalper of Auteuil, the Monster of Rue Le Sueur, the Demonic Ogre, Dr. Satan, the Underground Assassin, and the Werewolf of Paris. So he was pretty popular. So this is Fly Talks, and there was a resistance group, right? So Petiot claimed that he was working for this resistance group. It's not actually them, and he was working, and he said that he was taking people who wanted to leave France because the Nazis had taken over. And so he told them to come over to that house and not bring any identification. That was one of the rules. And instead of getting them out of France, he would kill them. Not very good. Another one is President, and it's not President like Donald Trump. It's pretty much a judge. And so the President, Marcel Lesser, he was the judge of the Petiot trial. There were 7 males part of the jury, and Petiot was found guilty of 26 of 27 charges. This is him. That's a young picture, or that's him actually in court. Dr. Marcel Andre Henry Felix Petiot. He was accused of murdering 26 people, but authorities think it could have been closer to 150. So pretty crazy. Yeah, it was a pretty good book.